What do you think about Kazan? Well, Kazan, I think, is a really, really pretty city. There's so many amazing things to do, and also, as you can see behind me, the facilities are fantastic. The pool is beautiful, and also I've come away with 2 medals, 1 bronze and 1 gold, so I'm very happy overall with Kazan. When did you first meet Jane, and how did she become your coach? Well, I first met Jane probably when I was really young at some random competition, because she was coaching actually 2 Russian Olympic champions. And then it wasn't until after Barcelona 2013 World Championships that I went over to Houston, where she was the college coach, and I just met her, got along with her really well, and I knew I wanted to move to London, so I asked her if she would come to London and coach me, and that was that. I moved to London January 2014 and never looked back. Who is the funniest Team GB diver? Well, I've actually there's a few funny Team GB divers actually, because there's a lot of them. One, that's a tough question. Jack's pretty funny, but it's because he's kind of a bit silly. Chris is funny because he's a little bit witty, but Tonya is funny because she doesn't quite know what's going on at any point, and I really would like to be in her head for a day just to know what on earth goes on inside it. When you stand on the podium receiving gold and singing the national anthem, what do you think about? Well, that's a good question, and usually when you stand on the top of the podium and you're singing the national anthem, all you can think about is all the hard work that you've put in, all the dreams that you've had, and the reasons why you work so hard is so that you can stand on top of that podium and sing that national anthem. Who are you closest to in the diving GB team? And I would say actually probably closest to Jack and Chris, and also Tonya. We all, the thing is, the whole team is pretty close. Alicia, Matty, James, Sarah, Becky, you name it. We're all pretty close, and we can, we wouldn't mind being stuck in a lift with any of them. We all get along. What's your last thought before you jump off the board? Well, today, knowing that I had to do a pretty good dive to actually secure a medal, I was stood on the end of the board just thinking, you know what, just give it everything you've got, and if it goes wrong, at the end of the day, there's always cheesecake. What do you listen to during or before a competition? Well, during a competition, I kind of listen to anything that's kind of upbeat. I don't really listen to any sad songs, because you don't want to be sad while you're competing. So listen to upbeat stuff that's going to get you pumped and ready to go for a competition. So it's a mix of things, like pop, mixed with some house and dance stuff, whatever it is that's kind of upbeat and gets you pumped ready for a competition. With the team, you travel all around the world. Do you have a favourite city or country? That's a pretty good question actually. I have travelled around the world with diving and also outside of diving, and for me, I've got a couple of favourite places. One would be Austin, Texas, because it's got loads of food. I love food, so any kind of different types of food trucks and all that kind of stuff, you can get it there. But also New Zealand. New Zealand is an amazing place, and the fact that it's got beautiful landscapes, and I went with my best friend Sophie, and we drove in a camper van from Christchurch all the way down to Queenstown. What inspires you more, fear of failure or the need to succeed? That's a pretty good question actually, and I think it's a bit of both, because you never want to fail and you always want to succeed. So you have to kind of have that, the mix of them, because you just got to work hard and know that no matter how hard you work, there might be someone trying to work harder than you, and you have to be the person working the hardest and trying your best, because at the end of the day, it just comes down to one competition in the Olympic Games. Everything starts from zero. It doesn't matter what you've done before, whether you're the world champion, World Series champion, European champion. If you get on that board and mess up a dive, you're out. So you have to be ready to compete on that particular day. When you saw the diving board at age 7, and when you look at it now, do you still have the same chills? I would say I do. I still stand on the end of the board and worry about it, because you never know what's going to happen, and when it goes wrong, it really does hurt. So you have to really focus on what you need to do on the diving board. And that's part of the fun, the adrenaline rush, and the fact that it gets your heart going every single training session. Thank you everyone for all your questions, and hopefully I'll be able to do this again sometime soon.